Okay, we are now joined by the winning crew chief, and that's Ben Beshore. Ben, obviously a pretty eventful finish there. Take us through what was going through your mind in those closing laps, please.
Yeah, I mean, you guys probably already heard we had a transmission issue where the transmission was stuck in fourth gear. So we had a hard time getting on and off pit road, hard time doing restarts. We just decided to pit with 1 lap to go, take the penalty on the final restart there, and get as much gas in as we can, and hope it went green, and it sort of fell into our favor there with it going green, and us able to save enough just to have enough to actually push the guys in front of us out of gas, and then have just enough to make to the checkers.
Okay, if you have a question for Ben, please raise your hand, and we'll get you a mic. We'll start up here to Jim and go to Kyle.
Jim Utter, motorsport.com. Congratulations. First, the type of issue that you guys experience, would that typically be one that would pretty much end your day, or is it usually one recoverable from?
It depends on something like that. Sometimes you can get a pry bar in there, knock the linkages loose. You know, if there's a tire carcass or debris that got on top of the linkages and got them crossed up, something like that is fixable. We didn't find anything like that, so we're assuming it's probably internal. Generally, it's a compounding issue. If you have a problem like that, there's something will also break loose in the transmission, and then it'll just completely break, or you'll burn the clutch up trying to get it on pit road. So I guess we're fortunate it happened late enough in the race that we had just enough clutch to finish the race.
And also, Kyle, prior to all that happening, had spoke and said again after the race that he thought he had another really very fast car this weekend. Do you guys feel like you've been making a lot of progress lately?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you go to Pocono with Kyle Busch, you got a shot. He's so good here, and his results show it. So, we felt like we had a good car yesterday, coming home second there. We had to take a little bit more of a strategy play to get there. So we were on a tire deficit. We felt like on equal tires we could hang with the best cars. Obviously with the fives troubles, that sort of hampered their speed. So, we were right there. It's just these races, the way they play out and the cautions come, it's anybody's race. But we felt like we had really good speed, and the team did a great job preparing the car.
Kyle Magda, Rowdy Mag Light Racing Media. Ben, can you talk a little bit about your progression as a Cup crew chief, now being with Kyle every week, and when you were on the intern with him here 4 years ago?
Yeah, it's been we started off slow this year, and we've really I felt like we're hitting a stride here where we're gaining on points. We had some issues early in the year. We were back in 14th in points, and we've had a steady progression. The 550 tracks seem to be our strength right now. We haven't had race-winning speed at the 550s, but we've had top 5 speed. We're just missing that little bit to honestly be able to run with the Hendrick cars. So I think we're getting there. We got some work to do on the 750 type stuff and the road courses, but we're close. We just need that extra few percent to be able to compete for wins week in and week out. But the team and everybody has really gelled, and I think this type of event really showed it, like how the team had to dig down deep, overcome problems, solve the problem that we were underneath, and make the best out of today's situation. And it was a real testament to the team.
Do we have right up here?
Ben, Shane Hector from WBGR Sports. What did you tell Kyle when the transmission problem happened to try to keep his mind from delving onto the transmission issue?
Yeah, I didn't tell him much. I mean, he's been a race car driver for a long time, so that's one of the advantages of having Kyle is he's experienced. He's probably had that problem before. He probably knows how to, work the clutch to get it on and off pit road, what we got to do to get down pit road. It probably wasn't something that he did, like you would have a rookie get the gears crossed up. So he did a good job keeping his head, staying with the program and listening to us on what kind of lap times we needed to run to save fuel at the end. And just make the best out of the day. And fortunately, we didn't catch a caution, and we were able to make it to the end there.
All right, we'll go to Chris Knight.
Chris Knight, KatchNice.com. Ben, there was some discussion that maybe you guys were the least competitive of the JGR bunch about a month or so ago, and now you guys seem to have overstepped and become the front runner for the JGR organization. What has really transpired over that past, 4 to 6 race stretch that has put you guys above the top?
I don't know if you could put your finger on one thing. I think we're just doing a better job as a team, figuring out what Kyle needs and the ever progression of this sport. It moves fast. The setups, everything progresses fast. Even though we're sort of in a, I don't know, call it a lame duck season with this car. Guys are still working hard and making gains. So you just got to keep pounding away, week in and week out, to get that stuff going. And we've luckily on these 550s, we've sort of hit on a package that Kyle seems to like and is comfortable with, and we can at least go out there and compete. It's a little bit of a wild card, but I think it's a wild card for everybody. It's a long road course. I was there the last couple of years with Xfinity. It tends to rain there, so I think anything can happen there. There's lots of sand traps. It's not like a Watkins Glen where it's sort of a clean road course. There's a good chance somebody's going to get fenders knocked in or knocked in the grass. It's narrow, it's tight, there's blind corners. It's hard on brakes. It's a grueling 4-mile road course, so it'll be a fun challenge for sure.
Head up here.
Scott Walsh from the Scranton Times-Tribune. Is it kind of in a weird way the transmission almost won you the race, the issue you had, because it allowed you to come back in and get a little more gas, and that's what you needed at the end there?
Yeah, for sure. With us having that problem, that forced us to pit with 1 to go and take our penalty, because we can't, with only 4th gear, the guys were going to leave us on the restarts anyhow. So we just thought that was our best play. Now, we had a fast car before that, so, but a fast car burns a lot of fuel when it's out front. So I don't know if we could have made it on fuel mileage. We'd have probably been one of the cars that would have been stopping, to be honest. So in a weird way, it did win us the race. But I was proud of the team for the speed that we had in the car, too. I think we could have competed either way.
All right, we'll head back here.
Keith Groller from the Allentown Morning Call. Just your thoughts on pulling this off, a second and a first, doubleheader, back-to-back days. As a crew chief, this has got to be, a very significant weekend for you, and one that you're never going to forget, because, and especially here at Pocono. Could you put it into words what it's like to pull this off?
It's pretty special. This is, I'll call this my home track. I grew up 100 miles from here. Yesterday was my grandma's birthday. She was in the grandstands. She just turned 91. So, yeah, to have family up here yesterday and come out today with a win and really just solid performance from the team is what I'm most proud of. It's just the guys keep chipping away and putting good cars together, and we'll just keep heading forward.
All right, we'll head to Bob Hawkers.
Fox Sports. If this has been asked, I apologize. But with the first and second, do you feel like you've made gains on Hendrick?
When we go to Michigan, I'll probably tell you then. Pocono is so unique with 3 corners, and Kyle is so good here. He probably equalizes maybe some of our car deficiencies here with his talent. Just being 100% honest, he's. I don't know how many races he's won in the last 4 years, or at least been competitive. He's really good here. We feel like we're chipping away at him. It's those Vegas, Kansas, Texas races deep in the playoffs. Those are going to be the telltale sign of how far we've come.
And like over the last 10 or 15 laps, are you thinking, okay, I know those guys are going too fast. They're gonna have to pit. I mean, were you maybe quietly confident?
I was never confident. I knew we were in a better position than they were, and we had done a better job throughout the run of saving. So I knew we could get to a spot where we had enough, and then we could push and force their hand, where they would have to either let us by and save more fuel or run them out of gas. So we sort of had the upper hand by by having the penalty and coming a lap later, and then Kyle saving early and often put enough in the bank for us to be able to run hard there at the end and attack.
All right, do we have any additional questions for Ben? Oh, head back here.
Who jumped in the car and pounded on the?
That was our car chief, Nate. We sort of came up with a plan. We had our interior mechanic. We had a similar issue a year ago on a transmission that he was a part of. So he knew what it took to fix that problem. This turned out to be a different problem. But yeah, our car chief jumped in there. You never know what problems you're gonna have to address in these long races. So yeah, he's a 20-year veteran. He's a very skilled mechanic. So he was the best guy for the job. Bellows.
All right, any additional questions? All right, Ben, well, thank you so much for taking some time with us. Congratulations
Thank
on
you.
the victory.